Hello everyone, welcome to StarNix. I'm Polestar and let's continue with our URL short. So in this video we will capture the short ID from the URL and redirect the user to the original long URL. So how are we supposed to do it? Let's say the user will come to our domain. They will have a link something like this, and then the short ID that we had generated last time. So this short ID is already there in our database, as you already know here. These are the short IDs and these are the original URLs that we want to redirect them to. So we will capture this short ID, paste the long URL from the database and redirect the user to that long URL. So let's start our work here. So we will create a get path because there is nothing to post and there is no body for this request. We will capture the short ID from the URL itself. So we will need a placeholder for this URL. This part will act as a placeholder, and this S URL stands for short URL. The S URL parameter will contain that short 10 character string. So after that it will take two parameters, so request and response. Let's see first if we can access the parameter S URL. Start. So if this works correctly, yes, we are accessing this thing here. That's a good sign. So we are getting this. Now we have to use a function in our database because we have to fetch the long URL as well. I will go to the database.js file and I will create a function, an async function, because we are fetching from the database. It will require async. Let's say redirect, the name of the function, and I will pass the whole request object. Why I'm passing the whole request object and not only the short ID, I will explain later. Okay, so we passed the whole request object. Now we have to fetch the data. Let's say the data will be stored in this data. Okay, it won't be const, it will be let. I will explain why. Wait, because it is coming from database connection dot query. It has to be asynchronous. Okay, I need URL, select URL from the links table where id equal to something. That something value is request.params.surl. Okay, let's see what comes in the data. And we have to also export this. We use it in index as well. We have to fetch this from shorten and then redirect the file, and let's call it here redirect with request. If this works correctly, then we should be having, okay, we can fetch the URL. Now we have to access this URL as well. We have to get the URL. Let's go to database. Data equals to, wait a minute, we're getting the URL, right? So we can make it const and I can just return it, the data, as we see here. This is an array, so we are selecting the first child of the array, and it is in itself an array, so we have to select again the first child of the array. and in that dictionary there is a key called URL. We will return the value of URL. Okay, now let's call it an index. Okay, since that function was async, this function also have to be an async function. Let's see if we are getting URL equal to await this, and I will just console.log it and see if the URL is being fetched properly or not. Perfect, the URL is getting fetched properly. As you can see here, I can highlight this part. Yes, this part. So we have done most of the work here. The only thing that is left is to redirect the user. So we will just response dot redirect to URL. Let's see if it works. And yeah, it will obviously work. There's no case of problem. Sorry, my bad. It's just a spelling mistake, nothing else. Redirect. Okay, that brings us to buy me a coffee page for me. If you love my content, it actually requires a lot of energy and work in the backend to create this. So if you like my work, you can consider buying me some coffees. It really helps. So up till here, we did the main part of a URL shortener to shorten a link and to redirect a user when the short ID is being used. Now, as I had said earlier, that we will also be collecting some analytics. So let's go for that part now. Or you know what, maybe we can do it in the next video. Yes. In the next video, I'll show you how you can collect the analytics uh, from a request. Okay. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video.